I want to lay it right out on the table right away. I'm a butter fan because I really think that it's important to eat foods that spoil. You just eat them before they spoil. So I think that's really important if you're evaluating any food. If little bugs don't eat it, we're just bigger bugs. It's not going to be healthier for us either. And I actually tried this experiment. I read a book about the history of butter, which we're going to talk about in just a minute, but I had an experiment. We got a tub of margarine. We opened it up, we put it into our garage, and we observed what happens. And after a couple days, here's what happened. There wasn't any smell, there wasn't any decay, there was nothing growing on it, no little bugs or fruit flies came around it. And that in of itself tells you whether you should be eating it or not. But let's talk a little bit about margarine, where it came from, and why I think butter is better. So margarine was invented roughly 100 years ago. One of the original uses, according to the book I read, was to fatten turkeys. It's this white, kind of clear substance. And then they were trying to figure out how to get a return on investment. And they were like, well, we can't get anybody to eat the white, clear stuff, so we better put a little bit of color in it. And then where it really took off was when we were shipping it to soldiers in the Middle East, because you couldn't ship butter because of the temperatures, it would melt. But margarine has a significantly higher temperature melting point than butter. Now, when you're shipping food, that might be a benefit. But if you think about people physiology, what we should talk about with that is if our normal body temperature is 98.6 and margarine doesn't melt till over 110 or 120 degrees, what is the body going to do with it? Well, it puts it along the 26,000 miles of circulatory pathways in the body. So like we get a little plastic layer there. And in my opinion, it significantly contributes to heart disease. There's an increased risk factor for diabetes. It's really hard on insulin levels. And, I really think to tell people when they talk about margarine is go take some Tupperware, some plastic, put it in the microwave and melt it, spread it on your toast and eat it. Now that's kind of how I feel about margarine. I don't think it's healthy. I don't think it's a long-term health solution. I think butter is a lot better, and there are different types of butter. I like traditional butter, but you can have almond butter, you can have coconut oil butter, and some other things that I think are a lot better for you. The margarine has way too many trans fatty acids in it. It's not really a food. It's a fake food, and I think it's really hard on your long-term health. You're better off eating foods that spoil. Butter, if you put it out in your garage or under a tree, after a couple days, you'll see that it starts to rot and break down and bugs will eat it. This is actually a good sign. You just don't want to eat it, obviously, when it's rotten. So those are my thoughts on the butter and on the margarine discussion. Butter's way healthier. There's a lot better things that you can do to put melted plastic on your food. Hey, thanks for watching the video. If you'd like more information, education, or want to work with us, head over to bestmedicaloptions.com. And if you want to help to reach, teach, and heal the world, leave a comment, share it with someone that you love. It may seem like an impossible task, but those that are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones who do.